Hey, welcome to episode 6, I believe. Pretty sure this is number 6. So just a little recap. Episode 4 ended a little quick, even though it was still about 30 minutes long. I'm not sure exactly what I was going to do, what the plan was. I was going to do something. I think I was going to add more dirt to this guy over there, where there is no dirt. And then I had to stop it a little early because I got the news that my grandpa passed away, which on one hand was like, finally, but on the other hand, sad. So I ended that there and ended up building a big doorway in the nether, which I'll get to here in a second. I'm actually on my way there. And then my friends got on a few days later, and we were going to get a beacon. Ended up saying that was way too difficult and ended up going to the end instead. So we all got wings, which I have. I don't have rockets. And then, so we got the rockets. No, I got the wings. We got a bunch of shulker boxes. I didn't get any ender chests. I totally forgot about those, so I'll have to do that soon. What else did we do? I think that's pretty much it. And then after that, which was episode 5, I got the news that my dad was in the hospital. Which he's in the hospital like every month, but at the same time, it's like, come on, dude. So, even though I've done a lot of talking in a row, I don't feel like talking much this one, so I'm going to actually do a bunch of time lapses in the nether. Some I've already completed, some I'm going to do here after this. And let's see. After that, because I don't think I can make half an hour of time lapses. But come on, carrots. God, I hate carrots. Jason and I have a plan to make an item sorter. No ghasts. That's the doorway I made. But damn. That's about design number 5? And I hate it. I hate doing it. I don't want to make another one. So if I had to make another big doorway, I don't know how I did that. Well, maybe. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. Looks a little goofy from this angle, but Ghasts. Okay, Jason and I have a plan to make an item sorter, so if we have time at the end of this episode, I'll be doing that with him. So, yeah. Have fun with that. See ya later. I'm back, and I'm gonna show you what just happened. It's been a while. That took, I'd say about a week or two. It's been hard to keep track of time, especially with work. Work's been crazy. But I showed you the doorway, and that's pretty much stayed the same since you saw it last, which would have been like 5 minutes ago. I got these many things, whatever those are called, debris. And one of the things I'm trying to do with this place is I'm trying to tell kind of a story with it. Part of me doesn't want to tell you what it is. I don't want you to kind of guess, but at the same time, I'll just tell you what it is. So originally I had all these walls made of this, which is supposed to be like the new nice inside, and then everything that's outside's been kind of gross. It's been dirty. What do you call it? It's dirty. So that's why the walls are made of that, and the pillars are made of that. And on the inside, the walls are made of a nicer, cleaner red, and the pillars are made of, cleaner pillar. And I think this last thing I did before I started recording was I changed this to be more, looks like it's dirty coming in, like the wind's blowing the dirt in. So there's a little transition. I have buttons all over the floor because I wanted to stop things from spawning, which worked, actually. I tried every other button, but they kept spawning. I didn't want to put string everywhere. I already have string here. So the buttons, I think, look fine. I wasn't sure what to put in this room. I think this is great. So I got my little homies here. The big homie. His little crown. Here. But this is it's like a battle map. And I was kind of wanting these, the candles, to be like the little things he puts on the board to represent stuff, which I will do later. But so, that's my place right there. This is the island where I'm going to put a little village, a little wheat farmy thing there. And then there's something, a little surprise. It's going to go right there. So up here, I have two little pathways. This was originally going to go to Jason's place, but it's too north. Very, very too north. Only in the shader do those shroom lights kind of match the gold. When I take the shader off, it kind of doesn't match at all. And I wish I knew that before I spent the time putting them up there. And then that, I think that looks real cool. And I actually did it from above the first time. And it does not look the same above as it does below. So it looked awful. But that's okay. And these guys turned out pretty good. This one and that one. I think I'm going to leave those there and just have a little one pathway. This is probably going to go over to behind the library where that little basalt lava lake is. That'll take a while. I'm not worried about getting over there right now. Oh, I saw you try to spawn. So this hallway here took me 8 hours. No planning. Just because usually when I build stuff this big, I go into my creative world and I plan it out very specifically with measurements and math, because I'm very OCD. This I did not, and it came out pretty well because I would have mathed out this path a little better, but instead I just made a circle and then I extended it 3 blocks and then I enclosed it with these. Wasn't sure what to do with the sides and the roof. The roof I had no idea what to do with, and I think this roof looks kind of cool. Eventually I'll have rooms coming off of these. I'm not too worried about that now. They don't really do anything. They don't have any purpose. They're just for fun. I have a few room ideas, like with a laboratory and barracks. I'll show you when I get all the way down. This, you can see, this starts to fade into bricks, which I did not know there were these red bricks. I knew there were those bricks, but this is cool. It really helps transition into that. I'll show you that in a second. So, like, with this, I have it transitioning from very dark bricks, and then it's kind of supposed to be like that's dripping down into the bricks, turning it red, and then getting into what it used to be made of. Oh, sweet Jesus. So down there and up here lead to the same room. See, there's all those guys. Here's my Ghast with the little lever. Lever doesn't do anything. Button does something. I'll explain that. Bees in here! This nether portal went through a few design changes. Hopefully it works. I didn't realize if you go in here and you go in here, it'll take you to different portals. So I'm trying to make a portal on the other side that's connected to all of it. I don't want random portals everywhere. Really wasn't sure if I wanted to do the same thing with this roof as I did the other, but I kind of like it. It looks cool. I'm not going to put buttons or string because I do want them to spawn, because I want this to be a dangerous area. Got a little magma guys here, a little magma guy there. Get away from me. And there. I did have these pillars as lava for a minute, and it was too bright. It was not creepy enough. It really, the walls were horrifically bright, so no. So this button, I wanted to have it turn on and off the nether portal, but turns out pistons can't move obsidian. And I could have something come up and break it, but it's just too much work. And then I wanted, God, dude, leave me alone. I wanted to also have it shoot a fire charge when it was off, or not a fire charge, a flint and steel. And have it turn on. I wanted an on and off button, which I thought would be really cool. But, I'm too lazy. So what it does do is, see that? Lights. I built the room and I was like, well, I might as well do something. I already have the button connected. So it's an on and off switch for the lights. Then this lever is supposed to turn, like you move it to turn the portal. Right now it's facing that way. Even though it looks better from this angle than it does this angle, because I messed up once. But these are little tracks for something to come in. And you can turn it and have stuff come out this way. So I'll have a unloading place where they're stealing stuff from the overworld, and then like a war machine room over here. We're sending war machines in. Deal with that later. I have some cool ideas, but nothing's built yet. So yeah, I tried to make this look like it could spin, like a big machine, and we got the scratch marks on the floor. And I know, sometimes I spend 2, even up to 3 weeks on a video, even though, well, I don't have videos coming out every week, but like this video might be a week after my last video, but those were definitely about a month apart, because sometimes I'll make a video and then I'll forget to upload it for like a month, which is what happened with my last 2. So they're not coming out in the time that I am recording them. And sometimes I just don't upload them because I'm lazy. I'm just like, yeah, I need to do it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I gotta say, one thing I'm really grateful for I've never used before is scaffolding. I've started using it a lot more this month, and once I know how to use it now, it's just fantastic. One thing it does is makes recording in small spaces like this really hard to do. I have a few time lapses I don't think I'm going to be able to put in because I cannot get a good angle. And I'm moving around so much that if the camera is not following me precisely, the world's not loading. Because it's just such a big area. And I just don't have the patience to track me with a huge time lapse. It's just too much work for me. I don't care enough to do that right now. There's no benefit for me doing that. If this was like my full-time job, I would definitely do it. Right? This roof drove me crazy. This hallway is so long. Especially recording in the nether. There's just so much junk everywhere. And then recording in small spaces like this, I'm sure you saw in some of the last ones I had scaffolding everywhere. And then, it's not easy getting a good angle when the whole room is just bamboo and string. The only good angle I can really get is from this angle here, and really get to see much. I also changed his portal entry so it's no longer a dirt pathway. It's kind of this. Once he kind of figures out more of what he's doing with this place, I'll have it leaking in. So we'll see. So far though, I think this place looks pretty rad, especially with that monstrosity over there. But yeah, I think that'll be leading, have a pathway going back and around up to the top floor. Come on, for the love of God. So it'll be connecting there, and then it'll go here, and I'm going to have that probably go back into a garden somewhere along with the King's Chambers. So I have a lot of stuff planned. Oh yeah, so that another portal down there is going to be connected about there, and it's going to be spreading. The spreading is why I wanted to make this, so I can work my way there, because that's what I really want to make, is that destroyed landscape. So that's what all this is for. It's all for that. Hopefully that's not very disappointing. I really hope it turns out okay. Honestly, it was so long since I've been over to the overworld that kind of just forgot forgot what it looked like. I was going to include us making the item sorter in this video, but that took that took 9 hours by itself, and we haven't even decorated yet. Right now it's just full of dirt. So I'm going to cut that down. I don't know if I'm going to include the time lapse of me breaking this, but that's one of the ones where it's just such a big area that it doesn't load. It's weird, because this isn't a big area. It is. It doesn't look like it, especially after I took the trees down. Yeah, taking down all the trees really helps show you how small this place really is. Thank God, though. Terraforming is just such a pain in the butt. Anyways. Yeah, so next video will probably just be me and Jason building and then hopefully decorating, which I'm going to do tomorrow or next day. The item sorter, and it's big, and it causes some lag. So I'm definitely going to be playing that with the shader off, because it's laggy. Like, it's not horrifically bad, but with the way we jump around and it's it doesn't like that. That's where the bees are coming from. And then hopefully after the episode of that, I'm gonna have to terraform this island before I start building stuff on it. It's gonna be a stressful time trying to set up the nether portal, making sure the dimensions are both the same here and there, that it goes through properly. And hopefully if I go in through the sides, it doesn't take me somewhere else. Okay, good. Oh, thank God, I was nervous for a second. And so I gotta make this side the same size as that one, and then I have to go in its sides and make sure I'm not in the middle of a lava lake, because I will be pissed. So I want this to be more in the middle of the island, because right now it's kind of over there, naturally, and me no like. So yeah, he's gonna be invading the Golden Ghast. That's a cool name for it. He'll be invading this, so it'll be a big burnt village, going off into like a normal forest, a burnt forest, a normal forest, and then I'll have the wheat farm over there. Then once this terrain is like completely done, I'm gonna take the maps and I'm gonna draw circles and X's and maybe some like different things in the sky, and then lock the map and then get rid of it and then put it back in the throne room, the war table, and it'll look like his invasion plans. This will be like a circle here, and then we'll have like X at my place, and an X at the castle, and I'll move on towards whatever else I build that way. So hopefully that turns out pretty cool. I know this house looks kind of lame, but I really am going for more of a sad, realistic housing more than a cool fantasy. Just because, fantasy's, I don't know, easier in a way. It doesn't have to make sense, but and I really wanted to go more for a realistic, even though it's got all these mushrooms and it's super bright and vibrant, got lanterns everywhere. I'm gonna go for more a realistic thing, at least for just that area and the castle on top of here. It's gonna be very, not small, but very simple. And eventually I will go into a more of a fantasy, because I even do have kind of some fantasy stuff over here with the magic merchants, enchanting table, the nether portal, traveling magic carnival-y guys. No, there's no games. Well, maybe I consider this a game. Pew. Pew. And then of course the nether being completely fantasy. Just kind of cool that the normal real-life village is having to deal with an invasion from hell. So that'll be kind of cool. So that's what I'm working on. That's my plans. What's going on? I feel like there's supposed to be some amethyst on there. I really am trying to get better with time-lapsing more of the stuff I'm doing. It's just when it takes 7 hours to do a hallway, I barely want to deal with that alone, let alone recording and trying to figure out how to make it look good. With the rooms full of scaffolding, I feel like every time I get more and more, so I'm happy with that. I hope you guys like this place. I think I do. I think I like it. It's still not what I was had in my head. It's like a smaller version of what I had in my head. I wanted this to be bigger and kind of have like a cross at the top, like an X. Kind of look more like organic material, I suppose, but then that was hard to do, especially with all those dark colors. I had literally no idea what I wanted to do with this hallway. So, anything's better than nothing, I suppose. And then that war room, I didn't even have plans for that to be a war room. I was just like a big circle room. I was gonna put some like waiting like benches in there. Or, no idea what I wanted to put in there. You know what? When I'm not trying to build in there, that hallway is really short. When you're trying to build in there and do the roof and make sure it's all good, that hallway is forever long. Like that, this place is all dangerous, and this is supposed to be the shortcut to my place. Even though now we have wings, I don't think I'll ever use this to actually get over there. This is more just something that's fun to do and fun to make. In no circumstance is anyone ever gonna go, hey, I want to go over to Dee's place and then go all the way down here, and no, this is just for fun. This is not a usable structure. Come on, you blazes. One thing I still need to do is, besides getting all those wither skeleton heads, is wall off the bottom. Can you see it from here? Kind of. Yeah, you can see it from here. I need to build a wall for the outside. I continue this over and then around. But I'm going to be building rooms here and there, and I don't want the wall to get in the way of that, so I'm going to build the rooms first and then the wall. So that'll be later. Oh, some good news is, so normally, if you made it this far in the video, you just usually get more information. But I found out how do I explain this? I keep losing recordings of time lapses. I figured out how to get them back. Sometimes they get not lost, but sometimes they get corrupted. Like if I'm building in the Nether and I die, I spawn back in the overworld when I come back, but he'll get the map will just get stuck in the overworld. And so if I'm building in the Nether and I die, it's just gone. But if I record a really long recording, sometimes it just says, sorry, couldn't save. Normally, it would just be like game over. But I figured out a very simple way after looking for about an hour. I googled some stuff and nobody was helpful, but I did look in the files, and just moving it from the recording file into the general file, it just pops up. The only weird thing is it's not exactly what I recorded. It's everything from the whole session. So I've started joining, recording, and then leaving as soon as I'm done. So if that does happen, it's basically the same. So I got some stuff back. I did almost lose a few things. Like me mining underneath here. Almost lost those, but I got it back. A few things that got corrupted. Like I tried doing this, but I kept dying. Because ghasts keep spawning everywhere. 3 hours, because I did it in like 2 chunks. I did the first 3 hours, and I got halfway through, and I was like, cool. I stopped it and got deleted. I was like, well, I'm not going to do the last 3 hours for that. The only thing I could think of is because I was dying. Nether. So hopefully these experiences can help me figure out how to do it better. It used to be super irritating, now just a little irritating. I figured some stuff out. I love flying into this place. I think that'll be it for this one. I think I'm just gonna stop talking. See, that wasn't so hard.